Jack, why now? Ivan Glasenberg owns, more than 8% of the company, and it doesn't look like he's getting rid of any shares anytime soon. So why announce his retirement in 3 to 5 years?
Well, he hasn't announced it as such. I think it's important to say this is in private conversations with investors. I think probably the key thing that's happening at the moment is that investors are beginning to ask more questions about it. Ivan Glasenberg, he's been running Glencore, as you said, since 2002, turned 62 in January. He's beginning to get to an age where people might start to think about retirement. And then the other thing that's happened recently that's prompting more questions is that Glencore announced that they'd been subpoenaed by the US Department of Justice in a corruption and money laundering probe relating to their activities in Congo, Venezuela and Nigeria. So quite naturally, I think that's caused investors, analysts, other people in the markets to ask more questions about what might happen after Ivan Glasenberg. And as far as we reported today, at least in these private conversations, Glasenberg has been answering them.
The stock actually has turned higher now, up 1.2%. So are we anticipating that the DOJ will come out with its conclusion at some point before this 3 to 5 year period ends? Or has this factored at all into Glasenberg's thinking?
It's very hard to say at the moment what's going to happen with the DOJ. All we know so far is that this summer, in July, Glencore said that they had been subpoenaed. What we know from past DOJ investigations is that they can take an awfully long time. So it's hard to say exactly what the timeline around that is going to be. I think that the bigger issue here is that Glencore, at least for public investors, for equity investors, even for bondholders, they've only ever known one CEO of Glencore. Ivan Glasenberg is this enormously charismatic, energetic South African who's really become the face not only of the company but even of the commodities trading industry. And now suddenly, probably for the first time, investors, the public market, the rest of the industry is beginning to be forced to think about the possibility of a future where Glencore is no longer being run by Ivan Glasenberg.